They're supposed to gather up all the heat the systems generate and vent it into space. Instead of the heat going where it ought, though, it seems to be blowing straight down the promenade. Weeks? I lost track. Too law-damn long. That's not for me to say. But if you're feeling the urge toward helpfulness, you can find Chief Jun Lei in engineering.
Need directions? Try an engineer. Groundbreaker is a bit of a maze. Kind of a dark brown.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertising.
Right, so now we've gone through the entire town. I think my mic might have been turned off last time I recorded this shit, so you probably just heard me, friends. But for this time I've actually got the mic on. What I've done since the last one was I quickly went into waste disposal and I talked to the trader over there. And unfortunately that footage got all messed up because I did it as I always do a bit test footage. But I had saved over, so we didn't actually start in that conversation, but there has basically happened nothing between last episode and this one. You haven't missed anything. I'm still level 10. Still about as close to level up.
CNP Forced Pockets can be macrowaves in 2.5 seconds. Forced Pockets.
Auto salvager.
Sublight for life. Corporation.
Oh, neat! They got stuff in here I ain't seen in ages.
Now, this should prove interesting, to say the least.
What is this? Top floor is what it is, okay.
Welcome to Sublight Salvage and Shipping, a legitimate business for legitimate consumers. You the one flying the Unreliable? Sure you are. Miss Lily has been expecting you. I'll unlock the door.
Ja. Gjorde jag. Jag håller på att streama, men det var ljud inte bra. Det var därför jag sköt igen den. Ja, det du. Ja. Men jag har ingen kamera på det. Så.
So you're the new captain in town. I was hoping you'd make your way to my office. Saves me the work of hunting you down. Lilia Hagen, CEO and Executive Director of Aggressive Operations. I'm guessing you already know about Sublight, otherwise you wouldn't have come. A little advice. Before you start telling lies, get a feel for who you're talking to. It's nice to see the Unreliable again. Useful ship. Hawthorne was my contractor. I'd recognize that leaky boat of his anywhere. Is Ada still at the helm? I don't know how many times I told Hawthorne to restore that smartass to factory settings. I have a salvage job for someone light on corporate ties with a reliable set of wings. But there's a catch.
There is always a catch.
If you have a nav key to Stellar Bay, the job's yours. Interested? I like that initiative, but ease back on the throttle. Gladys at the Rest and Go might have what you need. there's anything else, be quick about it. Time is bits. These days, the scrap business all but runs itself. Gives me the time to expand our interests into other sectors, where I can let my hair down. Our field is persuasive acquisitions. At least that's how my legal advisors tell me to phrase it. Not all of our salvage is abandoned when we find it. Sometimes it takes a polite conversation and a shot across the bow. You know, legal formalities. Thank you. I work hard to keep it that way. Very. I have this thing about numbers in spreadsheets, grids in general. I like to think of myself as the last honest businesswoman in Halcyon, but I'll settle for being the most organized one. Be seeing you. Make sure you aren't followed on your way out.
If you're hungry, you've come to the right place. I've got a fresh ground batch of Spratwurst cooking. They're terra-fried to lock in the juices. How about a grinder's dozen? Fresh from the grinder, any hour.
You look like someone who's taken their share of cuts and bruises. Need some armor? Maybe it's a bit secondhand, but that's only a testament to its durability. We also have a line of specialized melee weapons, for those times you have to repel boarders but don't want to risk a bullet through the hull.
Hearty greeting, potential customer. Welcome to Auntie's Kitchen, a home-style consumable protein dispensary. May this unit dispense proteins for your ingestion. This unit is programmed to simulate shock at such assertions. Shock simulation non-functional. A trouble ticket has been filed. Shock simulation restored. Initiating shocked subroutine. How dare you? Shocked subroutine complete. Estimated guilt level of customer increased by 35%. Resuming protein dispensation protocol. May this unit dispense proteins for your ingestion. Beginning dispensing sequence. Please unblock all relevant facial protein ingestion tubes. Have you seen this man? Reward offered for Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of Nordic terrorist Phineas Wells.
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastards.
Yeah, no one wants you on Groundbreaker.
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of Phineas Wells. Report inside.
This
XF411s? And an old Yakita 37? Do you think they'd let me peek at the power plant?
Do you have
Good law, the heat in here is so unbearable I can hardly even concentrate. Junlei better hurry up with those damn repairs already.
Talk to your local manager
What?
about applying for military training.
figured out how to run that
Lend
by
your life.
Thought there'd be more machinery. Must be housed on a sub-level.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors. I heard we had someone in impound. Wish I could help. I gave the bureaucrats a motive authority over freight traffic, and it rankles them good when I challenge it. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting. At ease. Nice to see an outsider with some working brain cells. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through. Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard. Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship. Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner. None. Every time I give in to the board, Groundbreaker loses its freedom. Soon there won't be anything left. I can't allow that. The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone aboard, will be cooked alive. Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays. Sorry, I forgot not everyone knows this ship like I do. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now. Those idiots are immune to reason, and they don't much care if the station melts to pieces. They're content to die last. If you could find some way to solve this without violence, I'd prefer that. But more than anything, we need those parts. Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs. This whole deck smells like ass. Only gonna get worse if I don't get those radiators fixed.
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if... Well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Wow, great! I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said... Sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry. Couldn't have done it without your moral support, Captain.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are other parts of the ship begging for my attention.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement. Look for the following story. Remember, when you were sick, who took your temperature? When you were hungry, who gave you a needle full of love? Auntie Cleo, that's who. Have you given your auntie a hug today?
Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company?
A neighbor from above approaches our realm. Back away now, or you'll parley with the king. Look at this ripe piece of meat just sizzling on the grill. Yum, yum. Time to feed the flames. It's nothing personal. Promise.
Is this what carbon monoxide poisoning looks like? I don't think this deck is too well ventilated.
Speaking for myself, Captain, I am not of a mind to be murdered by a psychopath who plays with fire.
You came with the crew. Welcome. We got plenty of space to spread out, but only room for one captain. I know this ain't a toy, neighbor from above. It's a catalyst, just like me. Keep talking. I like the sound of your voice.
That's right, sir. Just the parts. We'll be in and out in a jiff. You won't even know we were here.
Tennyson just keeps feeding the furnace, don't she? We're still playing with her last sacrifice out back, with the crew. You don't just ask a king for a favor when you're standing in his court. Under its skin, this ship is all poison and darkness. Lead bones, asbestos muck. You've got the run of the kingdom. Up those stairs, you'll find the parts.
Even the proverbial unwashed masses would turn their noses up at this place. We'll cut them off.
Careful with that shit. He'll end up as crazy as he is.
It takes crazy to live in this universe. Crazy cosmos. Crazy cosmos.
It's so... cozy.
It's my birthday.
Oh yeah? Fuck your birthday.
Fantastic, we've got them. Now we can move on to cleaner pastures.
Neighbor from above. What brings you to my little moonlight kingdom? Listen to the fire of those convictions. This one's hungry for justice. Alive or dead. Rare or medium. My flame? Shit. Little flick here got me started on the pyro path.
Don't worry, Mr. McRed. We'll treat
You call your lighter little?
I'll miss my baby pyro, but it beats losing my head. This... Keen eyes you got there. Sunita gave me this lighter. We had a carnal understanding a few years back, and she wanted me to have something to remember her by. You can come and go in my little kingdom. Just try not to piss off any of the gestures.
Hey, take your time.
You've returned, and in one piece. Color me impressed. Good work. I'll take those. I need you to head through the large door at the far end of engineering. Take the elevator down into the machinery shaft. There's a terminal in the back. Activate it when I call over the ship's PA. And bring weapons. There's a slight Mantipillar infestation. More than a few. Less than a hive. Nothing you can't handle. We were salvaging parts from a ship. Turned out there were eggs inside. They got into the radiators, and here we are.
Don't worry, Miss Junlei. We'll be super gentle with the ship. You don't got a thing to worry about. I mean, aside from fires and such.
I'm genuinely heartened to hear that. Thank you.
rebels booted up and killed a bunch of mantis. Bad news. Diagnostic says their circuit boards are fused from the heat, so they're not too picky about who they kill next. Take back if you can. Shoot back if you need to. You can always fix them later.
System. Beginning security.
Incoming!
Nice kill! Death. Oh good, a fight.
That's the terminal. I have the parts in position on my side. Go ahead and cycle the droplet pump.
This is Halcyon News.
My boards are returning to green. What a weight that is off my shoulders. I don't normally tolerate outsiders mucking about in my station's guts, but you're all right. The temperature should be dropping as we speak. I'll see to it the crew knows who kept us all from boiling alive. If you've got time, I believe Edna has a comms issue that could use your attention. I've also authorized Doc and Furu to sell you our premium meds.
CNP pancake mix. Now requires no mixing.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient, or an oven. Just like store-bought. Won a charming copper kettle off that girl who runs the pub. She's a fierce arm wrestler, but she's no match for your pal Gladys. It's almost time for today's episode of the Chairman's... Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in. Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms... Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago. You've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like that. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done. Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. Here, take a candy with you.
How do you do? And welcome to the Rest and Go. We used to be the Go and Rest, but folks never knew when to leave. Sorry. Business has been slow. Of course, most of our supplies come and go through merchants. Company ships and salvage runs are the only traffic we tend to get. I try and steer clear of that creepy fellow in the moon mask. If there's a cost to being a company man, he paid it in spades. Didn't quite catch that. Glass ear? Huh.
Ah, the board. Organized, efficient, competent. Well, mostly.
For the following story.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer? Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? And whose miserable feet? Oh, Alex. He was my dearest friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. Ah, that's just like him. Such a sentimental man. Tell me, how did he die? No! How dreadful. That was always Alex's greatest fear, you know. Devoured by those fiends. Becoming one with their droppings. Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? That's... well... Oh, I'm sorry. This is... It's personal business, I'm afraid. Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. It's... well, it's my white whale, I suppose. It's fine, really. Now, if you've nothing else, please see yourself. Miss Doyle owes the board a significant sum. Alas, the only collateral she has is her organs. Compulsory donation is quite legal in such cases. That's not unreasonable.
I guess it's better than losing your organs, but I don't know, Captain. It just doesn't seem right.
Miss Doyle is deeply in debt, and the board has every right to do whatever they... What guarantee do I have that she'll agree to... You might be surprised. But we'll proceed on. I will recall my collection agent. Tell Miss Doyle to... Now, is there any...
Wish I...
Hello. Junlei called up from... Now, is there some... A better selection than you'll find on the promenade deck. And a qual...
The good news came through the wireless. Looks like you paid my debt to Jesse. I guess that means I owe you now, right?
Tell you what, I'm a little short on bits at the moment, but I'm a decent scrapper and a better than average sawbones. If you're looking for a medic, I can work my debt off.
If I'm being honest, and I prefer not to, I was about ready to pick up another contract anyway, and you settled this in a pretty tidy fashion, which tells me you're competent. But we can say I'm repaying the favor if you prefer that version. You won't be sorry. Though it looks like you've got a full roster already. Time to play favorites, Captain. Traveling in style, are we? I'll be sure to nab a cabin with a view.
Dr. Fenhill, glad you opted to join us. It'll be good to have a Sawbones on the crew.
Rizzo's Purpleberry Punch. You want a punch? We've got your punch right here.
Hey, Mr. Vicar. Do you ever get a little bit homesick?
How goes the hunt? I've been ruminating on it, and I decided, if you ain't killed McRed yet, I want you to hurt him a little before you do. Nothing excessive, mind you, but the scoundrel deserves a light beating at least before he kicks off. He tell you that, did he? I might have kicked his ass from one end of the Groundbreaker to the other a few years back. Whatever he reads into that is his business. Here's the bounty payout. Nice work down there. With any luck, we can hire more sharp-eyed bounty hunters like you in the future. The outlaw scientist fella, right. The board's had it out. If you have an inkling of the wheres or what-fors of his location... Glad to hear it.
Incoming!
Put them down!
Neighbor from above. You can come and go and...
Hey, bounty hunter.
Have either of the assault cruisers ever played?
I had a question about...
Hey, you got a second? Fancy running into you again. Don't mind me. It's just admiring your ship from up close. Gotta hand it to you, boss. That's a fine-looking ship. Only thing it's missing is me. Yes, I absolutely am. Just give me a shot. That's all I'm asking. I could be the best damn crew you ever hired. Wow. You don't know how long I've been waiting to hear that. Thanks, boss. You're not gonna regret this. I'll just gather my personals and meet you on board. This is gonna be great.
You got a crew now, Felix.
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave serial.
Oh my gosh, Felix, you got to hear this. Guess who the villain was in this week's Virginia Yang Girl Detective? Mr. Bertie Holcomb, that toss baller!
Wow, are you serious? I gotta get a copy of that. Good to see you, boss. Didn't I tell you? I'm secretly the chairman's orphan child, abandoned at birth in the back bays. That's right. Can't get anything past you, boss. Honestly, before you picked me up, I was living in the back bays. Spent my whole life up there, watching ships roll in and take off. I always wondered when my ship would... I was what folks on the Groundbreaker call a stowaway. Means I was invisible. Life carried on for everybody else. Stowaways ain't free. We were just as trapped as anybody else. We didn't belong in the system, but we still had to live in it. We still had to play by the board's rules. Imagine spending your whole life looking out at the stars, and knowing you could never aspire to be anything more than a box hauler. That's what it's like. Hauling boxes was about the only work I could find. Hated every second of it. Could be I was overreacting. A better man might have turned the other cheek. Exercised a little bit of that. But on the other hand, broadsiding the jackass with a tossball stick, that felt good. That felt real good. Oh, I can do civilized. Proper civilized, too. Genuflecting and everything. I caught a real lucky break. If you hadn't picked me up, I'd still be back at the docks, waiting for... Oh, yeah. I had a prison cell back on the Groundbreaker. Carved my name on the wall. Thanks for listening, Bob.
Hey, Captain. Can I get your temperature on something real quick? What? No. If it were, I'd be hollering loud enough to wake the dead. So, Junlei and I have been talking some. Through messages, I got him here on my datapad, and well, she sent me a poem. One she wrote her own self, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I should read into it. Because poems are all symbolic and such, right? It's not so good. But real sweet. she rhymed compression alternator with aches to meet her. It's about this engine that's been shaking itself apart. Then this lady mechanic comes by and lays one hand on it. The trouble goes away. It sings. I don't want to get too hopeful, but I'm wondering if maybe she's the engine and I'm the lady? It's a real romantic poem. It made my chest hurt, kinda. I don't know where it's leading yet, or if I'm misinterpreting. I'm not much interested in physical stuff. Never have been. Leastways, not like other folks seem to be. It's not that I can't, I just don't care for it. It's been a problem in the past. The folk who wanted to be with me back in the Vale, they said I was cold. I'm sad to hear it, Captain. You seem plenty warm to me, in your way. But yeah, don't feel great, does it? When folks start implying you're a little different from an automechanical, you start to wonder. I guess I just needed to talk. I'm feeling a touch better. Thanks for hearing me out, Captain. I actually had another message from Junlei. I just couldn't work up the courage to open it. But I'm gonna change that. Right now. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Talking about old friends, got to thinking... Isabel? Who's Isabel? They were... close, Captain. Like, more than friends close. I don't know. Junlei talked about them like it was past, but how far in the past? 10 years? Last week? Captain, I'm feeling all mixed up right now. Could we maybe head to the Groundbreaker? Get some drinks at that bar there? The Lost Hope? Thanks, Captain. I'll be ready.
Something on your mind? I'm a surgeon by training and a pirate by inclination. Not much else to know, Captain. I like long walks on the promenade and the smell of Spacer's Corona. I make a mean zero-G cocktail and I've got a meaner right hook. It's a mix of whatever you've got on hand. Usually zero-G brew with some Spectrum vodka if you're lucky, purple berry shake if you're not. I'll make you one sometime. If you don't enjoy it, I'll make a few more until you do. Well, my blood type is AB positive. I'm a Leo, and I despise Space Hospital. Never mind what anyone else tries to tell you. That about covers it. Aw, come on. That stuff's boring. Look, the thing I've learned about living in close quarters is that you've got to give people room to breathe. I'm all for making a few bits together and having fun doing it, but let's keep a little professional distance. Sure do. Some of it was even legal. What gave it away? It's the hair, right? Or maybe the ammo belt? I had it custom made. Gotta figure out how to work that into my aesthetic. Maybe a pair of earrings? I've done all types of work with all kinds of crews. If there's one thing you ought to know about me, it's that I won't tell you your business. Your ship, your way. Makes two of us, Captain. No complaints here.
mind the mess.
Captain Hawthorne used to be more dashing. Make yourself at home, Captain. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? Yes, Captain. Beginning playback now.
There's viscera and death everywhere. Gunfire, gnashing teeth. The unemployed. For law's sake, if anyone's receiving this, please send help. What? No! No, no, no!
Captain, we are now capable of accessing the Roseway landing pad. Also, corporate protocol requires that all distress signals include a list of key personnel for retrieval. The embedded names are Anton Crane, Vaughn Cortez, and Orson Shaw. I'll be here. We're now in orbit above Roseway, Captain.
Can we talk? This Roseway business smells. Something tells me things didn't end well for the guy who made the distress call. And whoever or whatever got him will be waiting for us. Just a little caution. Could be a reason no one's picked up this job yet. They don't give medical degrees to dummies, Captain. Anyway, we might as well take a look out there, see if we can get the jump on whoever's waiting for us. No security. Not that I'm complaining. hell of a welcome.
Clear the roadway. Obstruction of commerce is punishable by a fine of...
Show 'em how it's done! Everyone all right?
Warning. Passing obstruction. Organic materials detected on...
Hey, is that gunfire? That's what I like about you, boss. Your contempt for the beaten path.
Rock gas is hurt!
Am I wrong for looking at this colossal machine of destruction and thinking, Felix, you should hijack that?
Show him! Nice, Captain!
You must suffer!
Keep being you! That does it. Time for a drink?
All this fresh air is making my nose itch.
Take him down!
Got him, boss! Heads up! Nice hit!
Nailed him, Captain! Watch yourself! You're hurt! Blood!
I can take a hint.
Down they
That
go!
was fun! Let him have it!
Makes you wonder about their labs.
Nice hit! Yeah! Get! That was fun!
miserable way to live.
That'll learn him.
Nailed him, Captain! Don't mess with us.
Clean.
We're doing this! Bullseye! Watch a bro at work! Not bad, huh?
Oh, that's the last of him.
Look at this place. Like some kind of tomb.
The real covert labs don't gotta advertise it.
Who the... You. Yeah, you. Get over here. You care to explain what you're doing here? Did you miss the big sign outside? I'm Porter, Chief of Site Safety Engineering. That's a fancy way of saying guards. Bad news is, we haven't been able to clean these outlaws out of the lab. Good news is, they haven't been able to escape, neither. For now. I reckon they got no backup. On the other hand, we don't neither. And our mechanicals all went haywire for some damn reason. Doc Crane ain't liable to call the company in until things are under control. Mostly the obvious. Get the Raptidons under control, get these outlaws under 6 feet of dirt, and somebody fetching Doc Crane's research, I reckon.
You gonna tell us where to look, or do we gotta guess?
About all he talked about before he lit out of here was the data in his office. Probably should have taken it his damn self. Big data cartridge. Doc Crane kept it locked in his office safe. Doc Crane's office is downstairs, near the cafeteria and my office.
System alert searching.
The last of them.
Down they go!
Bruce performing.
Heads up, boss!
Don't know about you. But this just makes me want to get inside even more.
Of course, it's been ransacked already.
Mind if I grab a few souvenirs?
Hey! You! Over here! Oh, good. You're not shooting at me. That's a start. It's been a bit of a day, so I'll get to the point. Yes, I have Crane's research. No, I'm not giving it back. Sorry to disappoint you. I hardly think I deserve to be dealt with. All I did was raid his lab, and shoot his colleagues. It is not even useful research. Diet toothpaste. Can you imagine a more pernicious example of corporate materialism? I do not know what is worse. What matters is that I have been lied to. I was led to believe this was a high-priority corporate facility hiding... This job was not supposed to end with me stuck in some wretched lab smelling like rats. You mean other than the satisfaction of doing me a good... The first thing I need is a key card to unlock my door. There are 2 ways out. The quickest is through the front door, but Clio Security's The other way out is through the loading bay. But you'd have to clear out the wraps for... You might be the first stroke of luck. Nothing beyond the purview. You really expect me to just let them pass? Never mind. I'll help however I can. A Raptidon is an apex predator, native to the jungles of Monarch. They are entirely unsuited. Take your time.
Look at that. Those idiots got themselves a Mama Raptidon.
Okay.
That's one down!
They won't try that again. Best shot, asshole.
Score one for Felix.
I would ask what was on your mind, but the answer is obviously me. Ask away. I have got nothing but time. No one asks why anymore. The establishment tells us to live here, work there, eat that. I am doing this because I can. Because it thrills me. Because I take a deep and profound... From the day we are born, we are made to obey. Never question, never hope, never dream of anything. Corporations expect us to work until the day we die.
Nice one! Everyone all right?
Turncoat. We saw everything. You must think me a fool. I was watching on the security cameras. You got downright friendly with the outlaw leader. I reckon we got nothing to say to each other. You best back yourself out of here. Nice and slow. You got 1 minute. Starting now. You convinced her to let us leave in peace. Listing the ills we've been done ain't exactly putting me in a mind to compromise. Think it's that easy, huh? You fly in with your fancy shit. You ever had a good thing? I reckon I don't see any better solution. Here, my key card. Full stakes, people. We're heading back to town.
I would ask what was on your mind, but the answer is obviously me. Finally! I've never been so pleased at the sight of an open door. Please tell me you've cleared a way out of here. So you have. I am much obliged. And now, if you do not mind, I have had quite enough of this wretched place. Oh, really? And why, pray tell, would I do a thing like that? Your point is well taken. I would rather not spend the rest of my days looking over my shoulder for the shadow of my headhunter. Here, take the damned research. Tell Crane I hope he chokes on it.
Back
You
off!
picked the wrong damn day.
You don't shoot, I won't shoot. Deal? Hey there. You the lady Cass called about? That I am. Got left out here to watch for reinforcements. Name's Lillian. Hope you're having a Definitely got something large and uncomfortably shaped up her nethers. Yammering on about rights and privileges and what all. I'm like, lady, just sing out when you want something shot. Leastways, her pamphlets make good kindling. I've had better. Lost some things in a dust-up. But I didn't... Some of them were okay. You don't get too close in this work. And Dylan, well, ain't no one gonna regret his path. I was near the Raptidon pen when they got loose. Had to set a few to rights. When I got to checking if all my parts... When I turned about, I seen 2 fine gun hands being snacked on by lizards. This was a Spacer's Choice commemorative case. Some promo for Founding Day they did back in,
If she can't hang on to it, maybe be better off in someone else's.
I'd be obliged.
Hey, boss. I think we can get into that vent shaft.
After you. Finders keepers, Captain.
Seriously, don't get yourself killed. It's a nice cigarette. You're shit. You ain't so bad.
Think we'll find any freakish experiments locked away in there? Hey, look! My kind of door.
It ain't stealing if no one sees.
That's what I thought.
If they didn't want to tempt us, why'd they lock it up?
Halt. Investigate.
Down they go!
Everyone all right?
Hey, boss.
I don't think you're supposed to be wandering around. Security's gonna tell you to make tracks. Want to treat yourself before you go? Something for the road, maybe? Annie Cleo makes the best pharmaceuticals in Halcyon.
I don't have time for this. Ah, outlaws, I assume. Do me a favor and let me finish this, will you? And then make it quick, please. Oh, you aren't with the outlaws? Who are you then? Oh, well, good luck. Now, if we got the carpenter in here, it's just a matter of... Orson, you idiot. I am Orson Shaw, Chief. I was brought in to study the Raptidons. I was to ensure that, should a problem arise, our team is adequate. They are insatiably hungry, absolutely impossible to... No amount of studying will enable us to control them, or even... Not quite. We are now acutely aware of their weaknesses. Now, that may seem like an obvious conclusion, but believe it or not, some creatures' brain...
Isn't that the truth?
Now, if we got the carpet...
I done had enough of this shit. I'm just the fucking tarmac guard. No one said nothing about fighting no rap. Distress call From here? Shit. They told me that weren't allowed. Got me. I just do what I'm told. Alarms went off, wraps broke loose, and I hightailed it in here to get a wall between me and... Wish they tasted like Sissy Pig. Some say chicken. I say the north end of a southbound woolly cow. Anything... Scientist, name of Anton Crane. Someone said he's panicking. Oh, before I forget, Auntie Cleo's makes the best pharmaceuticals in Halcyon. Better than nature. Not like that crap Spacer's Choice peddles.
Damn right we left the lab. What's left there that's worth dying for?
You let them get away. Worthless. The lot.
Hey! What do you think you're doing?
Today's my lucky day.
Doc Crane better get over.
My befuddled security chief and his crew are even more worthless than my wildest imaginings. They've abandoned their posts. Madness. My research? That's... You can't pass... Did you find my call? That is... I never did right by him. Only cared...
You picked a hell of a day to visit. I'm Vaughn. Vaughn Cortez. Over in the main labs. I rabbited back here when I realized we've been cooped up in here, I don't know. Sure. Loyal company fella. Look, I don't want to go back out there, but there's a thing I had to leave an experiment running at the lab. Something I've been working on a long while. I've been extracting organic compounds from raptidons. Compounds that have...
Whoa, slow down.
In certain social situations.
Oh, he's making enraptured, Captain. an aphrodisiac. Wrapped musk is...
What? No? I mean, yes, I'm getting the musk. With Monarch embargo, the results are outside the margin of error. Sure. Of course. Our lab's south of here, down the road. Not the old public lab, the one past that, built into the... My equipment's in the lower levels, way in the back. I have a big room all to myself, dissection tables and whatnot. It should have been running this whole time. Just grab the results and bring them here. If you have a buyer. I got a contact who wants to haul the entire batch to Byzantium. Help me out, I'll cut you in for a share. I'll even pay you before I am. Great.
So, hoping to score some free samples?
You're underestimating the importance of the 8th back.
Blankenship, she's okay. But Lunsford has the highest rate of foot goals per game.
But if you cross-reference with the skills of the opposing team, his hand goal rate plummets.
What?
Lunsford plays worse against better teams. Blankenship plays better. As you were.
Carry on. I got 500 bits on the Darlings taking the finals this year.
I've stayed in worse. Reminds me of medical school.
Another outlaw? Oh, quite right. What would you like? I am Orson. I was brought in to study the Raptidons. I was... They are... No amount... Have they got the... What does it look like? I'm preparing a personal defense... No. I left schematics in our storage facility. As far as I know, the security commander hasn't found them yet. I admit I'd feel better were they returned to me. Say, you wouldn't happen to have a tube of thermal... blast?
Tossball is all about the best way to win a game is by getting the most body goals.
Any news on that thing? Don't keep me in suspense. Did you get my stuff? No kidding? This is gonna make me so popular. I mean, with the people who buy. Take this. You earned it. If you run into me again after all, pleasure doing bit.
how you hide
Oh, that's the last of him.
Oh, hello. Why do you seem familiar? Have we... I am Orson Shaw, Chief Behavior... Wait. What a relief. Anton would have just given them to Porter without a second thought. Sadly true. Contraband does... So be it. I'll... Much obliged. Here are your bids. Now, let's see here. Attached... Voila! I can finally call this little side project complete. Thank the... Oh. I can't be caught with this. You take it. If R&D buys the schematics from me, perhaps I'll get you the first model.
Pick up any more strays while you were out? I suppose if the crew's quarters fill up, we could hang hammocks in the cargo hold.
Initiating initialization sequences. Greetings, customer! This SAM unit is up. Would you like to... Registering... SAM units live to clean.
Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
Aha! I see you found my portable molecular compression device, better known as a shrink ray. Find a target, point, shoot. Your target will shrink down into a manageable size, whereupon you may commence beating them to a pulp. Feel free to try it on a sometime.
Ah, your face is a sight for sore ocular processors, Captain. Or rather, your headgear is. We've arrived at the groundbreaker.
Hey, be careful with those crates, huh?
We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following.
Have you had a moment to look into that little opportunity I told you about on Roseway? You don't hurry up. Someone will get to... What's that? What'd you turn... If you... Fantastic. Do be careful with it, dear, as these keys tend to be a tad hard to acquire. You should have a chat with Lilia Hagen in the sublight off. Now. What do you want? Anytime.
Is any of the news they play here actually true?
Gracious. Straight to the point. Oh, a little of this, a little of that. I also knit throw pillows stuffed with the hair of famous tossball players.
I'm not sure that's...
That's half the reason I... But that's not what you wanted. That's right, dearie. The only independent state... Though for how long, I can't say. The board can't abide a community, though. Go right ahead. Anytime.
Ellie, Dr. Finhill. I notice your pistol's been...
What are you talking about? I oil it every night.
Well, look here. Your slide's not recoiling fully. You might be due for a new spring. I could take a look, maybe fix it for you.
Sure. I'm short on bits at the moment, but I'll pay you back.
Oh, no. I mean, it don't cost nothing. I got a spare spring in my pocket here, even.
Everything's got a price.
You weren't followed, were you? I hope not. Sure is. Well, one of my guys in Stellar Bay has a lead on some high-grade salvage, but he went dark before he could spill the goods. We arranged a drop at the Saltuna warehouse's loading dock. Find whatever he left there and take it to Fallbrook. My gal Catherine will be When the board pulled out of Monarch, they buried or... Apparently, one of Catherine's teams uncovered an abandoned lab with full tanks of all... Now, get going. Catherine will brief you on the details when... One last thing. When you're on the job, keep a pair of eyes in the back of your head. You'll do fine.
Good enough for...
We're not gonna have to hurt nobody, are we?
C&P near maple syrup. It's near this complete record.
If you're here for this week's... What's that? What'd you turn... Well, that's just... A shame you didn't visit old Gladys first. That would have fetched a good... If Auntie Cleo's exporting wraps from Monarch, golly me. Bless your slippery little fingers. Isn't that just a shape? Darnation. It sound... I suppose it can't be helped. Law bless you for doing the Anytime, sweetheart.
So, how's this work? Do we get a table? Stand in a corner? Okay, so what are we drinking? You're the expert? Oh, and don't worry on the price. I got... Well, that's fruit and such, right? Bottom.
Good choice for getting sloshed when you want to act fan.
Wow, this is... really... Oh, Captain. I'm pining for June like something... I mean, just... I don't know what to do. Well, she talked about another girl, right? Isabel. Maybe I've been making a right fool of myself this whole time. Maybe... It was real long and rambly. She was telling me a story about her dad. How a lady named it? This Isabel lady never quite managed to get her dad's approval, but they carried on anyways. Then it all went down the tubes. Do you think June laced... Well, maybe she just wanted to let me know her preferences. In a less... I need another drink. Something stronger, I'm thinking. I'm still up. All right, whiskey. Here we go. Oh! Oh, Captain. I want to... everything? I got a solar system's worth of terrifying questions swirling around my head. Does she think I'm as pretty as I think she's handsome? What if she's still got feelings for that lady, Isabel? What if we... There's nothing easy about... You know I'm not interested in... That's... Well, it's tripped folks up in the past. Folks I thought cared... Of course. I envy your boldness of spirit, Captain. I can only... Gosh, I don't know that I got that in me. Sometimes I feel real mean. I suppose so, but... I want to be my... Well, Captain, this has been... Oh gosh, I... All right. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna do it. Right? Thanks for hearing me out and giving me...
This was fun. We should do it again after you said...
Huh. All right. Thank you, guys. Come on.
Welcome back. Do wipe the blood and space dust from your... feet in the entry bay. Thank you. Welcome back, Captain. Now that you have acquired a nav key,
Well done. You'll love Monarch. Exotic climate. You'll need to speak with Hiram Blythe. He's known as the information broker, and for good reason. If anyone knows where I can find those chemicals, it's Hiram. I need those chemicals to revive the Hope's colonists. They can help us fight back again. If we don't put a stop to the board, they're going to drive this colony toward a... No, never. Monarch is a hotbed of political... You'll want to hire the services of a skilled guide. I recommend a hunter by the name of Nyoka. Once you have everything you need, make your way to Hiram Blythe's compound. Best of luck, everyone.